Well, France is suffering a wave of hate attacks against Muslims in the wake of last week's Islamic extremist attacks in and around Paris. Monitors of Islamophobia are reporting scores of incidents. In fact, since Wednesday, there have been over 20 shootings at Islamic buildings. Even grenades have been thrown as well. On top of that, there have been over 30 threats made. In fact, overall, 54 anti-Muslim incidents now in less than the course of a week. Now, in just the first 2 days after the shooting at the satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo, over a dozen attacks against Muslims were registered all throughout the country. In fact, an assault, for example, on a mosque in the city of Le Mans, that was one of them. 3 grenades were thrown into the building. Let's show you another incident in the southeast of France. A bomb detonated near a Muslim restaurant as well. And in another city in the same region, a mosque there was actually set on fire. So concern is coursing through the Muslim community. There's little security to protect them, as RT's Harry Fear now reports.
In the wake of the devastating terror attacks of last week, Paris has been promised additional security from the French state. We understand between 5,000 and 15,000 additional police or troops are going to be deployed at hundreds of key sites, including Jewish schools, to beef up security. Well, this is the Grand Mosque in central Paris, and there is currently zero security to provide this historic and significant Muslim site.
We say in French, deux poids, deux mesures. It means sometimes you protect a lot of a community or you do a lot of things for them, and for another community, it's not the same. And many people are asking for more equality between the communities.
In summer 2013, in the UK context, following the slaying of the British soldier in London, there was a massive spike in anti-Muslim violence, the fear that something similar could transpire here.
We actually have been asking for many years to the states that they secure Muslim location, especially the mosques, as they actually do for Jewish locations, such as synagogues. So I believe that today, more than ever, we really need this security around Muslim locations.
There have been more than 50 attacks against Muslims in France since the attacks took place on Wednesday. In the coming days, weeks and months, the French Republic will be judged on how it provides security for its vulnerable minority communities. However, for some, already, ostensibly, the French state is failing to do so. In Paris, I'm Harry Fear, RT.
Well, French Muslims are admitting they are afraid of a possible escalation. The head of the Collective Against Islamophobia in France admitted that he's scared for his family. Asghar Bukhari, a founding member of the Muslim Public Affairs Committee UK, are warning against demonizing all Muslims because of extremist attacks.
You have this belief that Muslims are in the know. They must have known about the attack. These 6 million people secretly knew about it. They don't know about it. Often even the parents of people who are going to take some sort of terrorist attack have no knowledge of what's going to go on. So, I never really understand what people want us to do. As far as the institutions, the Muslim mosques and stuff, I suppose they could do something in that they could teach young Muslims that they could bring about a change to the frustrations, policies that the Western world is committing around the Muslim world, but even that is a false start because they can't talk about foreign policy. They're so frightened that the government might come down and call them extremists because of it.
Now, anti-Islamic sentiment is growing in Germany as well. Last night, 25,000 rallied in Dresden, defying the government's calls not to attend the controversial event. In fact, the organisers of the group Pegida are accused of inciting hatred against refugees and foreigners. There were also rival rallies held across Germany, reportedly dwarfing the Dresden demonstration. Asghar Bukhari believes overall European authorities, their attempts to crush terror, are actually making things worse.
The fact of the matter is the government in France is just covering for the fact, as many governments in Europe, that their war of terror is creating extremism, and they're blaming and covering themselves by saying that they're standing up for free speech. They're not standing up for free speech. They've been snooping on their own citizens for years and arresting them for it. The fact of the matter is it's a war of terror, it's radicalisation and extremism off the back of the war of terror, and they don't want their own public to know about it.